Hi. It's been a while. I think the last video was in June, maybe. Now it's August, pretty much September at this point, and there is a lot to go through. So I'm just gonna get into it. This involves records, LPs, singles, and CDs. Mainly vinyl records. Right. And I'm going to separate them into how I bought them. So, these three here is Daydream Nation by Sonic Youth. This is just one of my favourite albums. I listened to, it's actually a funny story. I was listening to something like Nirvana, and then Sonic, Teenage Riot came on, because I listened to Spotify at the time. I don't anymore, actually. And I was obsessed with the song, and I started listening to other Sonic Youth. I listened to Goo Era, and I was like, oh, this is crap. But then I listened to Daydream Nation, and I'm like, surely the album mustn't be like this. And it wasn't, and now I'm trying to get into more other stuff by Sonic Youth, like Evil and Sister, which I'm looking forward to because I really like them. Alright, so these next two don't really need any introduction. Pinkerton and the Blue Album. I just thought that these were essential. I mean, I've got them in my CD collection at this point. And I thought that I just needed them because Weezer, Pinkerton, and Sonic and Daydream Nation, they're all brilliant albums, and there's something that I'd listen to on a record. I actually haven't listened to much of the Weezer albums recently, actually. I haven't really listened to either of those albums, really, because I've been distracted with, like other stuff and listening to other albums. Okay. These next few are a few of my favourites. So those three I just got from like HMV and Amazon, so they're pretty standard price. And there's this second-hand shop near me that is like a big second-hand shop, and there's a lot of records there, and I love going there. And this one I listen to quite a lot. It's David Bowie's Hunky Dory. I got this for £15, and it's worth about 60. It's an original press, unlaminated, because the laminated go for way more. They go for hundreds. No, mine isn't worth that much. Well, I was very excited when I figured out that it was an original, and I got it straight away because it is a very good album. The reason why I picked it up in the first place, because I liked the album. It sounds amazing. It's quite dirty, but I mean, it's about 50 years old at this point. But it still sounds great. You can tell that the mixing was amazing. Okay, next. I've already showed you the Hard Day's Night one, but this is with the Beatles original pressing. This is worth about, I think I got this for about 30, 40, and it's probably worth similar, maybe a bit more. Now, maybe I wouldn't have bought this in retrospect, because this is one of the most expensive that I bought, although it's worth the same price. However, I don't really listen to this album that much. It's not one of my favourites. I still got that from the second-hand shop. This next one is also from the same shop, I believe, at a different time, though. This is another classic, however, it's one that, again, I don't really get, and as you can expect, this is another original pressing, but I think this is a version of the pressing which isn't too, like rare or sought after. That you've got you've got like some versions of this that are very well collected and can go for up to 100, but I think this is about 30, 40, which is decent. But yeah, I've got the the Atlantic version. It sounds great, but Led Zeppelin 4 is one of these albums that I don't really get, I guess. With this and Call to the Crimson King, I like it, and if someone were to put it on, I'd headbang or I'd enjoy the music. It's great, but it's like people saying this is one of the best albums of all time. One of the best albums of all time. But I listen to it and I just find it good music. I don't find it as good as some of the pieces of music that I think are some of the best. Like some Smiths albums or something like that. Alright, this next album is not from the same place, it's from a market store in a nearby town. I go there quite a lot. And this is New Order Peel Sessions. I was looking there and they had a bunch of just random crap that was crap. And I thought, I like New Order, and I haven't heard of that. And I looked at the songs and I recognised a few, and I was like, why not? I think it was £1, but it's worth about 20, 30. So it's a pretty good deal there. It's quite good. It's decently. Sounds decent. It doesn't sound amazing or anything, but these are only, like demos. They weren't meant to be the album version or the single version. But yeah, they sound great. I really want the Smiths Peel Sessions, because all the Smiths Peel Sessions I really like. Obviously, I like pretty much every single Smith song ever made. But, you know what I mean? This is from the same store because I thought this would be good. This is John Lennon and Yoko Ono, Beautiful Boys and Woman, and I put it on, and it's not extremely, you can't see it, but it's very warped. It's very hard to hear the actual music, which is a shame. But, it's a good song. I do like the song a lot, but I wouldn't have bought it, definitely not, if, look at hindsight. I Feel Fine and She's a Woman bought this for £2 at the second-hand shop that I bought the Led Zeppelin at. And this was £2. I believe it's worth closer to 15. It's an original I Feel Fine 1964, I think. Yeah, 1964. I don't think it's an album song, but it's a great song. She's a Woman is a great B-side as well, but again, it's like what I said with the Smiths, there isn't really any Smiths or Beatles songs that I dislike. But I think with Beatles and Smiths, it's not like you don't dislike any of the songs. It's that you pretty much like every single song. But with other artists, it's like, I don't dislike any of their songs because some of them are just boring, but it's not like that. Okay, now this is when I was in isolation, so this is I couldn't go to that same shop or the market stall, and that's for part 2.